The Angels, the Braves and Angels are set for game one of their series tonight in Angel Stadium out in Anaheim. Here's your 10-minute scouting report for tonight's game. Hey, y'all, this is your Braves Today Scouting Report, a production of the Believe Podcast Network and presented to you by FanDuel. I'm Lindsey Crosby. In the next 10 minutes, we're breaking down everything you need to know before first pitch. Today, it is the Braves and the Angels in the series opener, so let's get into it. Atlanta's lineup is the same personnel that you expect, right? Ronald Acuna Jr. Leading off, Drake Baldwin, Matt Olson, Austin Riley is back in the lineup batting cleanup. Mike Yastrzemski at 5, Ozzie Albies. Here is the change. Dominic Smith moves from 8th to 7th, and Michael Harris flops from 7th to 8th. I'm sure there's a specific reason why Walt Weiss did this. It's not previous performance. Neither Dom Smith, Dom Smith has not seen Jose Soriano. Michael Harris has seen him exactly 6 times. It's not like it's hey, we got to get Smith in front of Soriano, but either way, that's the change. The Angels decided not to put out a lineup graphic, but my buddy Thomas Murray, who works for the Sporting Tribune covering the Angels, took a photo of what they had on the board in the ballpark. Shortstop Zach Neto leads off. He's a right-handed hitter. Old friend Jorge Soler is in right field. He's also, good luck, Chris Sale, not having those flashbacks to 2024 in that terrible defense. Left fielder Joe Adell batting third. Also a right-handed hitter. He's in left. First baseman Heinder Candelario, a switch hitter. He gets to start at first base. Logan O'Hoppe, right-handed hitter, batting fifth behind the plate. Third baseman Oswald Peraza, former top prospect of the Yankees. He's played a lot of second and third for the Angels. He's right-handed hitter batting sixth. Juan Moncada, the third baseman, is DHing. He's a switch hitter. He's also a very not good defender. So it's secretly kind of nice that they can DH him and get him out of the field. Bryce Teodojo is the center fielder, right-handed hitter batting eighth. And second baseman Adam Frazier, the veteran, batting ninth. He is a lefty. Nobody on this roster has a lot of success against Chris Sale, except for Mike Trout. Mike Trout, 6 for 20 with a homer and 4 RBI. He is out of this game. Outside of him, Adam Frazier's 2 for 4 with an RBI. Nolan Schanuel, the first baseman who is sitting today, is 2 for 3. Old friend Travis d'Arnaud is 1 for 3 with a homer off of Chris Sale. When you look at the starting pitchers here, Chris Sale is obviously the exact same guy that we expected him to be. What you need to know about Jose Soriano is that he is just absurdly dominant in velocity, right? His four-seam fastball averages 97.9 miles an hour. He is throwing gas. Last year, his arsenal was sinker, curveball, splitter, four-seamer, slider. And he was like 50% sinker, 25% curveball, and then the splitter, four-seamer, the slider were all under 10%. This year, he's ramped up the four-seam usage quite a bit. And so, I've got the Plinko. That's not the Plinko. I've got the Plinko, so you can kind of see what he does. But we have to understand that this year he has been a little bit different. He's not throwing the sinker as much to lefties. He's going with the four-seamer a little bit more than he did, and the sinker less than he did. He was 48% sinker last year to lefties. This year, in his first 2 starts, it's been roughly even between sinkers and four-seamers. He's also throwing the curveball and the splitter. If you're a lefty, you will almost never see a slider. When you flip over for righties, sinkers, curveballs, and some sliders, you will almost never see a splitter. And the goal here is If he gets ahead early, he's going to flop over to the whiff pitches, right? For a righty, he's going to start throwing those sliders at you. For a lefty, he's going to start with that splitter. He's going to drop some curveballs as well when he gets to 2 strikes. And then he's going to kind of stick with the sinker if he's not. But again, this year, he's mixed in the 4-seamer to go along with that sinker. I really don't know what to expect tonight, except for a lot of velocity. Jonah Heim has faced Soriano 12 times. He's 1 for 12. The rest of the roster combined has 25 at-bats. The good news is the guys that had the best performance against right-handed fastballs of 97 or better last year for the Braves, Matt Olson and Ozzie Albies. Matt Olson hit 297 across, against 4-seamers and sinkers from righties that were 97 or harder. Ozzie hit 280 against high-velocity fastballs, mostly 4-seamers. He struggled with sinkers a little bit, so let's see what happens. But the guys that struggled against that velocity last year, Ronald Acuna Jr. and Austin Riley. If you're betting on who's going to have a breakout game, it would be against their prior performance for Acuna or Riley to do it. Against fastballs 97 or faster, Acuna last year had a 167 average, a 292 slug, and he whiffed 37% of the time. Riley had a 225 average, a 300 slug, and he whiffed almost 29% of the time. So just kind of mindful there. If you were hoping this was the game where Austin Riley breaks out, as long as he's getting those high velo fastballs, it doesn't look like he would. Let's talk about the bullpens real quick. The Braves are in a really good spot. Jose Suarez, Aaron Bummer are both fully available. They haven't pitched in quite a few days. And so if this one's out of hand early, I could see Bummer getting 2 innings and maybe Suarez finishing it up. If Sale goes deep, you could do Sale and Bummer for 2 and be done. If you get 7 out of Sale, you can finish this whole thing with 2 pitchers. Guys you've used recently, you used all your leverage arms yesterday, right? Iglesias, Lee, Suarez, all 3 of them, because they threw less than 20 pitches, could probably come back tonight if you need them to. Tyler Kinley is probably not going to. 7 pitches on Saturday, 19 on Sunday. There's no reason in early April to ask him to throw 3 consecutive days. You'd throw Joel Payamps instead. He's thrown 1 pitch in the last five days. That was the walk-off double last night. So most of your pen available. I imagine you probably want to give Osvaldo Bido one last day before you bring him back. He threw 42 pitches on Thursday. But outside of that, you should be roughly good for everybody. The Angels, on the flip side, a lot of high pitch counts in the last 3 to 5 days from all of these guys. Brent Suter, if Brent Suter pitches today, it's malpractice. He has 65 pitches in the last 3 days. He threw 39 pitches yesterday. He has 109 in the last 5 days. He has a starter's workload in the last 5 days. Sam Bachman, 28 pitches yesterday. That was his 2nd consecutive outing. Both of those guys should be down today. Drew Pomeranz, Chase Silseth, they both got yesterday off. They should be available to pitch today. Jordan Romano got yesterday off. I imagine they probably want to save him. He's at 31 pitches in the last 3 days. So if they can buy him a day off, they probably do that. Ryan Zefferson, Sean Anderson, both those guys, 27 pitches last night. So you really feel good about using Pomeranz and Silseth. You probably have a little bit of question about an Anderson or a Zefferson. You can probably use Romano. You probably can't use Bachman or Suter. Just a lot of it kind of feels like Kurt Suzuki doesn't really know how to manage a bullpen, asking Bachman to go 28 pitches a day after he went 8, throwing Suter out there, I'm guessing multiple innings every other day, is just a wild decision to make. But ultimately here, what I'm thinking about for this is, one, how do the Braves handle this high velocity when they're on the road and can't get to the Tragic machine, right? What do the Braves do against 97-mile-an-hour singers. That's just a hard pitch to hit for anybody. Can the Angels bullpen, if they have a lead close, can they lock it down? Jorge Soler, he's had games against the Braves since leaving, but does he have the revenge game here? Like, does he have a big game against his former team and kind of stepping up with Mike Trout out of the lineup? And then the last kind of thing here is, as of today, as of last night's game, the Braves have the best defense by fielding run value at +9. The next closest team, I think, is +6. The Angels have the worst defense by fielding run value at -6. So even if, the Angels strike out more than anybody in baseball. Right now, they lead baseball in strikeouts. I really feel like Chris Sale's going to punch plenty of tickets. And even if he does let balls into play, just kind of feels like the Braves are going to have defenders in position. They're going to be able to hoover some of these balls up and get some fielding outs. That's your Braves Today scouting report. If you want the deeper analysis, the lineup breakdowns, and everything behind the numbers, make sure you're subscribed to Braves Today. Enjoy the game. We'll be back after it with the postcast over on Locked On Sports Atlanta and today's 3 things over at bravestoday.com.